This is Miyamoto. Wait, I'm sorry. This is Andre. What's up, everyone? Andre here to talk about the new Zelda picks from the movie, official picks, and we got Nick to talk about them too. Nick, I gotta get your raw reaction to this. What do you think of these pictures so far, which you can see down below?
I was shocked right away when I saw this. I was like, that looks like Link. It doesn't look like some like goofy cosplayer. I'm like, that looks like Zelda. Like, I think this is probably the best adaptation they could have gone with these characters and these outfits. But yeah, right off the bat, I was like, I'm happy with how they look so far.
I was basically floored from how good they looked, and I had already seen the leaked videos, so I got a little taste of the characters, but these pictures are far better. I'm so glad Nintendo put them out there. Maybe they realized, hey, we gotta get ahead of these leaks,
Yeah.
Let's show these characters as they actually appear, and I'm sold on how Link and Zelda are both appearing so far. Now, granted, there's still plenty of ways they can screw things up, but my initial take is they're nailing it so far. Plus, not a green screen in sight, Nick.
Yeah.
it's all like New Zealand territory. It looks freaking amazing, which, yes, I hope, obviously there'll be CG elements to the movie, probably a lot of them.
Sure.
But this is a promising start, and I really hope that we do see a lot of that practicality throughout the movie. Like, if not even in a literal sense, though I also hope for that. I don't want it to look fake, is more my point.
Yeah.
And so far, they are just crushing it. From the actors, to the scenery, to the actual, like, costume design. It's looking fantastic.
Yeah, and that gives me kind of more so hope with how Link's actually going to be portrayed and talked and like speaking in this movie, right? Because he already looks like he does in the games. I guess our next step after this is how is he actually going to sound in the movie? And again, like, you can listen to the voice actor, you can check out the actors' appearances in other movies right now. But I think so far what they have here, they're doing a great job with it. And again, like, we really haven't seen these characters lifelike before. The only times we've seen them are as like 3D models in video games or like as sprites in video games. But yeah, going back to, I guess, we've seen, I guess I want to say, the IGN April Fool's Day joke one that we've seen.
I worked at IGN when that April Fool's trailer came out for a Zelda movie almost 20 years ago.
And it fooled me as a kid. When I saw it for the first time, I'm like, this is amazing. They're actually doing it. And then I went back and watched it over and over again. And Ganon does look a little goofy at the end there. And there's definitely a bunch of CG being used during those and green screens during that. But I hope they nail it with Ganon as well. Because, yeah, seeing these characters just like this gives me hope that the other characters are going to follow suit.
That trailer was amazing back in the day. Like, you look at it now, it's a little goofy. Before the time, it looked like it impressed.
Yeah, I believed it. I fell for it. I thought it was actually happening.
I still remember when I worked at IGN then, I remember I got an angry email from some mother. She was so upset because her child was so destroyed when they found out it was an April Fool's joke and not a real movie. So wherever that kid is now, I hope they're happy that we're actually finally getting the Legend of Zelda movie. And I want to stress, Nick, when I saw Link, I'm like, that's straight up Link. That is Link. Like, they nailed the freaking hair. The outfit looks perfect. His green tunic, by the way, unlike Zelda's, which looks to be more Breath of the Wild inspired. But Link here is like our classic Link, which is freaking awesome. And again, I can't stress enough, like, he so looks the part. Like, the hair really ties it all together. But even the facial look that we're seeing, I think the casting, from what we can tell so far, which granted could be different when we actually see them act, though I have no reason to doubt them at this point, just, who knows. It just looks, again, the look is so on point, and I'm so impressed that they're able to realize these characters, as you were saying, we've only seen on screen in, either 2D form or like 3D polygonal highly stylized form, and actually have them look good in actual human form, like, that's impressive.
And the thing is, with looking at Link in particular, like, you look at his eyes, he's got the blue eyes as Link normally has, the blonde hair, and the hair doesn't look like he just, like, got out of, like, it seems like it's more natural, right? Like, he just, like, got out of bed. It's kind of messy. It's not too overdone. Like, what you would see on, like, a cosplayer or, like, the Spirit Halloween box or whatever, like, the fake Link or the costume that you can buy. But, yeah, his tunic here is awesome because, again, like, it's completely different from what Zelda's wearing because his looks like it's more straight up, Twilight Princess? It's a green design, so it's not Breath of the Wild because, I guess, Breath of the Wild, I was going to say, Tears of the Kingdom, he has more of a green look in that. And you can also get multiple of his tunics from previous games. But yeah, them going with this outfit, I think, is a great spot on for him. And then I guess we just have to wait to see what he looks like with the hat on because it's completely missing from this photo.
Some people have speculated, though, that there's a little green lump right in front of him. Some people wonder if that is his hat.
I just noticed that for the first time. Like, I'm looking at the picture now. Like, I did not notice that before.
So maybe that just happened. Maybe he's got the whole deal here. And I wouldn't be surprised considering just how well they're nailing everything so far. But the hat is iconic. Although I will say, I thought he looked good without the hat too. So I don't know necessary, but I do hope it's there at the same time. But again, I just love the costume design in general from what we've seen so far. And I'm trying to, it's interesting too, the fact that they are mixing, again, what seem to be two different game costumes here with Link's and Zelda's, and it does make me think this is going to be, much like the Mario movie, where it's not going to be an adaptation of any one Zelda game. It's going to be pulling elements from all over them, which I think, if that's what they're doing, I think that's the best way to go about it. I don't know if there's even a single game I would want to see adapted, but I think going this method is by far the better method. Granted, we'll see how it actually ends up, but
yeah, I think the hodgepodge method really worked for the Mario Bros. Movie, right? Like, it is like, I guess, the origin stories of like Mario and Luigi, but at the same time, like, Donkey Kong's there, Peach is there with Toad, like they go all over the place. Right. So it's not like one specific game that you can point at. And this, going off of this picture alone, again, the tunic for Link, more like Twilight Princess, Zelda's more like Breath of the Wild. So who knows where the story can go from here if they're really kind of taking these characters from two different games and just putting them here together. Like, what's Ganondorf gonna look like?
Yeah, that's gonna be the big one. And will he have his pig form? He needs his pig form, I think, right? I want to see big hulking boar Ganon. Real quick though, getting to the story, there is another detail here involving Zelda, and not just the fact that she's using a bow and arrow, which is pretty cool. But also, if you look at her outfit at the actual blue portion, there seems to be like a Triforce pattern in it. And that makes me think, well, is the Triforce finally going to play a big role again? I feel like it's been sidelined so hard in most Zelda games where, like, it feels like an afterthought these days. And I want it to be back. I want it to be a central thing again, Nick. So do you think it will be? Do you think that's a tease?
I think it's got to be a tease, right? Like, you don't want too many characters here. You don't want to make it too complicated. But maybe, I think they might have confirmed, you can correct me on this, that they're making this into, like, a trilogy. So maybe, like, the first movie, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not.
I don't think it's been confirmed. I think that's a rumor. I don't think
it's a rumor? Okay. Yeah. But if they go in that direction, that could give each character their own highlighted movie, right? Like, the first movie could start off with Zelda being wisdom, the Triforce of Wisdom, and then the next movie could be something with power and Ganon, and the last movie could be Link. I'm thinking something in the lines of maybe, like, Star Wars, like the original trilogy, like Episode 4, 5, and 6, where, like, obviously the bad guys, they go away with the victory in the second movie, and then the last movie, the hero rises up. So I can see it going in that direction. And yeah, going back to what you're saying, I just noticed it for the first time too here. Like, looking at her sleeve or her shoulder here, you do see the Triforce. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, that's such a small attention to detail. I'm like, okay, I think the Triforce is going to be here in some shape or form.
Literally a shape. They're a triangle. So, yes to all of that. So, and also to your point, I double checked. It's not confirmed to be a trilogy, but that is a rumor, and it'll make complete sense because I mean, they would be stupid not to consider this as a trilogy and lock down those actors too for at least 2 more movies, and that way they can hopefully tell. I mean, obviously, I want the full movie to be its own self-contained story by and large, but also I don't want it to that. I don't want that to be the end of it, right? I want them to have more that they can explore afterward too. So this really could be, this could be Nintendo's Lord of the Rings, like, or our modern day Lord of the Rings, right? This could be a new Lord of the Rings for a more family-friendly demographic. Although I will say, I hope they don't go too family-friendly on this. It'll probably be PG, I'm guessing. Although they could do PG-13. The first Pirates of the Caribbean was, and that was fine.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So I think PG-13 would be ideal. Because I want them to go a little bit dark on this. I don't want it to be all happy-go-lucky, like, no injuries or blood or anything at all. Not that it needs a ton of blood. But Ocarina of Time had blood originally in the first version of the game, before they changed it to green, red blood. And yeah, I don't know, I just hope that I mean, based on the live-action setting, I'm already getting that kind of, like, slightly darker energy that I'm hoping for, but I could be reading too much into it.
No, again, and looking specifically at Link's tunic, that just yells Twilight Princess vibes, and that definitely has a darker feel to it as well. And again, like, I really hope so that the story isn't on the more lighter side. Like, I definitely want to see some bruises here. I want to see some battle scars going on. I don't want Ganon to be like, oh no, like, I tripped and fell and you guys defeated me. Like, I really want it to be like a full-on action-pack, like, battle going on between them.
Yeah, no, and when I say darker, I don't just mean, like, visually. Yeah. I mean, like, story-wise, like, it'd be, and they could do the Star Wars thing where the second entry is like the dark one, right? The real dark one.
Yeah.
Where all hope seems lost before they come back in the third one. Or that could be like Infinity War as well, right? But But yeah, this has me so freaking excited, Nick. Like this, so far they are killing it. Now, great, we've only seen 3 pictures, and again, there's an infinite number of ways it could still go awry. But based on what we're seeing so far, I'm just loving it. But that seeing's one thing, hearing is another, because you still have to know, like, is Link going to talk? And if I had to bet, Link is 100% going to talk. There's no way they have Link not talk in this movie, in my opinion, I think. And that's a good thing. I want Link to talk.
Yeah, I want Link to talk to, and especially playing or off the heels of Age of Imprisonment. Like, I finished that game not too long ago, and they found a way to bring Link back in there, and him not talking in that game makes a little bit more sense than him not talking in other games. But yeah, I really think he's going to be talking in this movie, unless the first picture we see here, like, maybe Zelda's taking the lead throughout the entire movie, and she does end up being the voice for Link, which would be so weird for a movie, right? With these 2 actors, it's like, okay, they're both humans, they should be talking in some way. Like, I don't think Link's gonna have like a Navi character at his side, like speaking for him or saying like, hey, listen, all the time. Like, I think he's gonna stand up and be like, oh, this is what Link should sound like. And I guess that brings up a better question. Like, after this movie, do we think Nintendo's going to go in a route of making Link actually speak in the games at all, or do you think this is it? Like, he's only gonna be speaking in the movies?
I think it's entirely possible. Now, it may not show up immediately, but, you know, given how the time cycles that Zelda is on, but it is possible that it does influence it. We already saw this with the Mario movie, where they're like, we gotta make Mario Wonder look good, you know, after the Mario movie. No more new Super Mario Brothers crap. We gotta step it up. And they sure did. And so I would love if the Zelda movie also influenced their thinking to that degree, too. Like, we've had, what, almost 40 years of Zelda, of Link being a non-speaking character. It's time. You know, it's okay if he speaks in one game. And if people don't like it, you can go back on the next one. They're all different Links anyway, by and large, right? Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, and I will say, too, I'm not a huge fan of them more recently trying to, like, explain why Link doesn't talk in the games. Like, you know, I forget what Breath of the Wild's explanation was. Something like, I don't remember anymore. And then, like,
I don't remember either.
Then not Link Between Worlds, a new one, Echoes of Wisdom, had another dumb explanation too. I can't remember. They're so dumb. I just like put it on my head. Point is though, I don't want any of that. I want them to talk here. And I also do wonder too, though, is what kind of story are we getting here? Like, because right now Link is in his traditional garb, right? So is this not an origin story, or are we seeing a point from later in the movie after he's been, you know, after we see where Link came from? I mean, I guess Link often does start off with his traditional tunic anyway, so it could still just be the beginning of the movie, and Link isn't fully aware of who he is, though he's still wearing his traditional gear, right? But
yeah, and again, like, this could be like 5 minutes into the movie. This could be 30 minutes into the movie. And but just looking at Link and looking how well prepared Zelda is, I mean, she's got like a bow and arrow, so maybe she's teaching him how to hunt or use it. Because again, like, if you look at Link, he's basically naked with weapons. He doesn't have the Hyrulean shield. He doesn't have the Master Sword. Right. He doesn't have anything on him. And then he's kind of like sitting behind Zelda because, hey, you're the one with everything to help defend us if anything goes wrong here. Well, but yeah, I think we'll probably end up seeing... Actually, I don't know if we're going to start with Link right out of the gate in the tunic. Like, it can go either way, because some games, like, he starts off, he wakes up and he's like, oh, I'm just wearing this green outfit. And then other games, it's like, oh, I'm going to go find this thing and then put it on, and then I'm good to go. Now you know me as Link.
Well, and kind of to that point, it does remind me a little bit of, like, the setup for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where Zelda is like Link, where Link is Zelda's guard, basically, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing that kind of dynamic at play.
Oh, then that means we'll probably get the king as well, right? Like, we're definitely going to get a bunch of other supporting characters that we have no idea exists yet for this movie.
Well, we do know from the leak, slight spoilers, that Impa is in the movie, and with one of my favorite actresses portraying her seemingly, so that has me really excited. So, yeah, Nick, I can't wait. Like, at this point, I mean, unfortunately, it's still going to be a ways off until we see a trailer, probably. But man, I need it now. I cannot wait, So
yeah, when's the next time you think we'll see anything about this? Do you think they're just going to kind of tease us with announcements of more actors coming through?
We might get more actors, yeah, in picture form. I could see that. I mean, they'll have to announce Ganondorf at some point, right?
For sure.
So I think.
But do you think we see anything else more before or after the Mario movie comes out? Like, I guess this movie isn't coming out till 2027. But yeah, when's the next time you think we'll actually get more information on this?
I probably. It's actually hard to say. My gut reaction is... Yeah.
I was going to say, I just laughed because do you think Miyamoto's going to wake up one morning and tweet, being like, hey guys, here's a picture of Ganon, this is the actor playing him.
You know, actually, now that you're saying it, assuming that they're not just assuming that there are more exterior sets involving Ganon, they'll have to announce it sooner than later, I think. I can't imagine the movie's gonna take more than 6 months to film. That would be actually very long by most movie standards. I think it's often like 3-4 months. Actually, I have no idea. I could be talking my butt. In any case, point is, I assume that they're gonna be filming Ganondorf scenes prior to the Mario movie releasing, in which case they probably want to get ahead of the leaks and announce who Ganondorf is and show us what he looks like. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, that they'll have to announce at least him, if not others like Impa and who else, before more leaks come out. So yeah, I think we'll see a little bit more, but I think it's going to be, kind of like Twitter drops, nothing like no directs or anything.
No directs.
The focus will be on the Mario movie, and then we probably won't see a trailer until late 2026 is my guess. So
yeah, I think that's fair to assume. Again, just a simple Twitter drops to mean like, hey, this is the character. We want to get in front of any other leaks because, again, if they're just filming outside, it's going to be a lot harder to cover up this movie compared to like working inside a studio. You can't block off the entire
mountainside,
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not going to block mountainside. It's like, oh, here they are riding the horses. Here's Ganon them chasing them down the street or something, and someone's just got their iPhone out recording them. It's a lot harder to hide something like this compared to something like the Mario movie.
Yeah, totally. But again, I'm so glad they actually are filming outdoors, at least with this scene.
Me too.
And hopefully there's going to be much more of that, because there is someone pointed out to me that on IMDb there is like a list of filming locations. Now I have no idea whether that's based on anything or not, but if it is actually accurate, there's going to be some amazing sights and spectacle in this movie. Like, they're going all over the place, if that actually is accurate, which again, it may not be. And that has me super psyched. So, and yeah, we don't even know what the story is going to be. Like, I can't imagine we're going to see Link go through, like, collect the 8, pendants or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to really, like, kind of narrow it down. But at the same time, do we actually see him fight Ganondorf here? Or, I don't know. I mean, I can maybe see a setup where he does take on Ganondorf here, but then, of course, that leaves a Ganon fight for later on. But,
Oh, yeah, so I guess that does make sense. Like, if they want to have him fight Ganondorf here and just save Ganon for another movie, that totally makes sense. But again, we're also jumping the gun. Like, is Ganondorf going to be the main villain of this movie? Like, unless they just pick out someone else, it has to be Ganondorf.
I can't.
Right?
I can't even imagine it being anyone else. Like, yeah, they have the second-rate villains they can fall back on, like Zant or the Skyward Sword guy, Ghirardelli.
I was thinking like Ghirardelli for a second. I'm like, and then or like Skull Kid or something like that. Like,
so, I don't... right, I love Skull Kid, obviously, but I think that would have to be a bespoke movie. I can't imagine Skull Kid fitting in. No. I don't think we're gonna see any Majora's Mask here. Like, that's my point. Like, Majora's Mask is too far out there. Link's Awakening, same thing. We won't see any significant influence from them here. What other villains could they go? I mean, we will see obviously like boss characters. Like,
for sure.
Could, like the dragon from Ocarina of Time, not the dragon, the Dodongo, the giant Dodongo.
Dodongo. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we could see a dragon maybe. You could see a giant from Breath of the Wild. There's any number of characters they could pull in, and they will. I'm sure we're going to see some amazing enemy designs. I just don't think when it comes to, like, villains with a significant role, if we're going to see much beyond the way of Ganondorf himself. But
do you think any of these villains will be, like, practical, like, costume design, or do you think those specifically will be the CG?
I think those will be CG characters. Yeah, okay. I'd be surprised if they go physical for them. I mean, maybe for like a Deku Baba or something, right? But yeah, I think when it comes to most of the interactions, they'll probably be CG. So.
Yeah, I think that's fair to assume.
Yeah. Although, I mean, I'd be happy they went the physical route, but that can be limiting in its own way. If you balance it right, they could pull it off, like Jurassic Park. But, no one's doing Jurassic Park these days. No, Jurassic Park is doing Jurassic Park these days, sadly. So, Nick, any final thoughts before we wrap it up here about the 3 photos we have now?
Yeah, I'm excited. Again, like, I think they did a great job with both Link and Zelda here. Going back to them being out in the fields, I think having that practical
Hyrule Field!
Hyrule Fields, in particular. Having that practical sets... It's just amazing, especially with being burnt out on like Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but having the original trilogy and then going into the new ones where they eventually use CG for all those. I'm like, as a kid, I loved it, but looking back at it now, I'm like, okay, like, so I hope for this movie they stick to stuff that makes more sense to Zelda and to the games going forward.
They really do need to nail it with this. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm definitely less nervous now after seeing this, which is great. But again, there's any number of ways like this could still go wrong, and I really hope they knock out the gate with the first one. Not only to assure we get sequels, but also just so that there's a good framework there for the sequels.
Yeah, I think this will be a major blueprint for what they do forward with their live action movies. Again, like, that's going to be kind of hard to say because Nintendo is limited with like human characters. So like outside of Zelda, what else do you think they would do live action? Maybe something like Metroid. Like I don't think they're gonna do Star Fox or Pikmin
Right.
live action.
No. Yeah, or Mario again, right?
Yeah, or Mario again.
Yeah, and I'm so curious too to find out what the tone of this movie is. Like, you know,
For sure.
I love the Mario movie. I think it was fantastic, and especially for like what it was doing with the source material. But that kind of tone won't work for Zelda, obviously.
No.
And so I'm very curious to see what they arrive at here. I mean, I think honestly, you know, I think Lord of the Rings, like even though I said I want this to be the modern Lord of the Rings, it's too dry for Zelda. Like that's not quite going to work that style. I actually do think I mentioned it earlier, Pirates of the Caribbean. That is like the kind of tone they should be aiming for. I think that would be perfect. You know, they can capture that kind of energy. You know, while still have it. Well, you know, where you have these fun characters, but it's still a serious. This is still a serious story. You know, maybe it's a little bit darker than Pirates was, at least in the first one. And I think you got it there. I think that'd be a perfect thing to kind of like try and mimic in terms of like tone and atmosphere.
Yeah, and I think Pirates has the perfect balance. I recently watched it again, but seeing that movie as a kid for the first time, I was definitely scared at parts, especially when you see what's his name turn into the skeletons. I'm bad with the names. Like you see what's her name on this ship, and then she's like running around, and then you see like the moonlight come in, and you see all the pirates are actually just the skeletons. Like, oh my god, this is scary as a kid.
Yes, and that reminds me, we need magic back. No more Breath of the Wild technology crap. I want actual magic, right? Maybe, I don't know if Link has it from the get-go or not, but someone needs to have magic, okay?
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing with Age of Imprisonment, it's more of the Sonite devices. So there's more like robotic and ancient technology being used than overall magic. But yeah, I think magic's going to be here for sure over that.
Although we don't know for sure. I mean, you know, these set photos obviously probably aren't going to be how they appear in the movie. So there could be, you know, 100 freaking guardians in the background roaming around or something, right?
They're just flying all above them. They're almost like drones.
Oh man, I kind of, you know, for as much as I like Breath of the Wild, I really do hope that they kind of like largely veer toward the aesthetic of the older, more classic style Zeldas. Like, I don't know if you remember this, like, back in the, like, Nintendo Powers or the guidebooks of the old games, they had, like, amazing 2D artwork that brought that world to life, I felt like. And, man, if they, like, captured that kind of idea or aesthetic here, man, I'd be all over it. So again, Breath of the Wild can still work too. I don't want to marry myself to any one vision I have in my head. I'm open to anything working here. But you know, when I think of like a classic Zelda movie, that's what I think of. And the fact that Link is wearing his classic tunic is making me hopeful that's what the case is. But I'm still curious to see how Link and Zelda like come to be. Like, do they know each other from the get-go? Do they meet at some point during the movie? Maybe they have flashbacks throughout the movie that help fill in those gaps. Kind of like Breath of the Wild, actually. So, yeah. We'll see. Nick, any final thoughts?
No, I think that's it. I'm just excited to see this movie when it comes out in, what, like 2 years from now, or a year and a half? We still got a lot of time.
Yeah, did they give a specific release date in 2027? I can't remember.
Is it May 7th, May 6th, 2027? I think it did it get pushed back? I thought it was like around.
Oh, it did get pushed back. That's right. They did give it a specific date, May 7th, 2027. That's right.
Okay,
so,
there we go.
A year and a half away. God, that's actually not that far. That's crazy. Like only a year after the Mario movie 2, we're getting Zelda. So
yeah, that's insane to think about. Yeah, they're in the Marvel phase now, where it's like, oh, we got to get these movies out as soon as possible. Because before we had no Nintendo movies, we had nothing. Yep. Now it's like, oh, we got the Mario movie again, Zelda, and then what's next? We don't know.
Star Fox, baby, give us a Star Fox movie.
I hope that's on the table. I think that's their best shot at bringing this game or this franchise back, is making it a movie, because you have the characters, you have the banter. It fits so well for Star Fox and for a movie
absolutely.
setting.
It can be so much fun. All right, well we're gonna wrap up there, everyone. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what do you think of these set pictures. Are we on point? Are we off base? Let us know. We got to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching again, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.